Welcome back. So this long weekend's really just thrown my schedule just completely up in the air. And woo. Anyways, because tomorrow there's games all day, but there's no late games. Like today, there was no late games. There was only three, and yesterday it was games all day. I don't know. Anyways, and then tomorrow because there's games all day, it's gonna feel like it's Saturday. It just throws my whole week off. Anyways, so news of the day video for all you fine people for your Sunday, February the 18th. I'm wearing, of course, the Islanders stadium jersey from years back, which looks a lot like the third they employ now. I like the third they use better. I think they took out some of the more divisive aspects of this jersey, and they have a pretty nice third jersey now. This was kind of I think the test run for it. Anyways, Jordan Binnington has been fined for a high stick on Evangelista in yesterday's game for the Blues, so it's a fine he can pay. I didn't put the amount up. I don't put the amounts up anymore because it's such a small amount. But yeah, Bennington gets that. Nothing else came out of all those games yesterday. Two players on waivers today. Boston's waived Oscar Steen. Steen's a good fourth liner, but I totally get why he's been waived. I would not be surprised to see him clear. Matt Luff, who has not played a game yet this season, he's on waivers for Detroit, which would seem to indicate that he is healthy and he's going to be headed down to Grand Rapids. So I don't think he gets claimed either. He'll end up down in Grand Rapids and be a decent call up for Detroit when they need him. So the story of Austin Matthews has really continued to be kind of insane. And I know there's people who are tired of, the Leafs coverage. But in this case, Matthews is really on a ridiculous pace. He has 48 goals now in 52 games. He has 11 goals in his last 10 games. The question becomes one of, can he hit 70? And when you do the math, well, we've got 30 games left. Can he get 22 goals in 30 games? Yep. So I think the question we might want to ask is, could he hit 80? Like, how high could this go? Matthews, of course, with a couple of hat tricks this week, which definitely helps. And yes, he has had some cold streaks in there, here and there over the years too. But yeah, I think it'd be great to see Matthews get that. And then the question that I saw being asked too was, if he hits that kind of goal total, does that mean he's going to end up winning the Hart? Considering the seasons that Kucherov and McKinnon are having, I think that could be an interesting three-way race. And we're not even mentioning McDavid yet. McDavid's been on quite the tear lately as well. He has 22 points, I think, in his last 10 games. 22 points his last 10 games. I'm cheating and looking at the preview board. But anyways, yeah, Matthews is going to be in the hunt there, and we are definitely spoiled. We have a lot of really good players in this era to watch and see them grow and see them set records, and Matthews wants to do so. Dodonov was placed on LTIR by Dallas today. Not a surprise. We knew that Dodonov's going to be out for a while. We'll see if Dallas does anything with that extra cap space. The trade market has been surprisingly quiet. It feels like that has to change, I would say, over the next week. Not everybody's going to wait until trade deadline day to make a deal. Noah Hannafin, Elliot Friedman's reporting, is headed to market. So he reported that last night on Hockey Night in Canada, and that they're still waiting to see what's going to happen with Markstrom, of course. But with Markstrom, it's a case of they'll talk to a team and then see if Markstrom is okay with waiving his no movement clause to go there. So Hannafin, it sounds like, is going to end up going somewhere else, and we'll see what the price is. I'll go ahead and say first round draft pick, roster player, and a young player, because that seems to be the asking price at this time of year all the time. I haven't been checking what asking prices are, but I'll go ahead and say, yep, first round draft pick, young player, and a roster player. Because for Calgary, they don't want to do a full rebuild. Craig Conroy reported last week, said he does not want to do a full rebuild, and I agree with him. I don't think Calgary needs it. So reason I'm wearing the Islanders jersey is because, and it was a really good timing for the Stadium Series for them to announce this, that the Islanders will host the 2026 All-Star Game. So that's great news for them. UBS Arena will be an excellent host for that. And we're going to have an All-Star Game in 2026. So they're having Olympics in 2026. How long are we going to shut down the NHL? Maybe I'm going to Disneyland for weeks. Anyway, I wouldn't. I can't really afford it, and B, that's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, we're going to have an All-Star Game apparently in 2026. I had assumed we would not have an All-Star Game next year because of the Four Nations tournament, and that in 2026 they would not have it because of the Olympics. But here we are. So we'll see what the scheduling looks like for that. I guess maybe you move the All-Star break around, but The idea that you'd have an All-Star game right before the Olympic break, I don't know. I don't know how that would go, but let me know your thoughts. Would you be interested in seeing an All-Star game before the Olympic break, or do you think they should just set that aside? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about any of the items on the board. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.